Young and Restless' strength right now is in bringing back old favorites, but the drama remains diluted, what there is of it at all, and there's still no stories for the younger generation, which is especially glaring with Lucy moving back to town. Thoughts on the week and what's ahead? Victor's agenda and creepy Claire. It became clear by Friday's episode that my speculation about Victor's agenda was right on the money. He's about to test his children. As he told Nikki, he suspects at least one of them will be willing to stab him in the back, and we're certainly being led to believe it will be Victoria, who made her feelings quite clear by smashing a photo of her and her dad on the office floor. Meanwhile, down at Newman Media, Claire is giving me the creeps. Nikki, of Claire's great aunt, she taught you well. Claire, giving off a subtly sinister vibe behind the sweet smile. Yes, she did. This left me wondering who the hell is her great aunt, and what is her connection to the Newmans. More. What is Claire Grace hiding? Sally Forth. Ain't nobody got time for Nick Newman's bluster over a situation he totally created himself when he decided it was a good idea to date his brother's recent ex. Save it, sir. I'm kinda over Chloe's endless ragging on Adam too. She's well within her rights to hate him forever. It just gets tiresome hearing her trot it out every time Sally mentions his name. It highlights how desperately Young and Restless needs to put some fresh twists and new dynamics in place. So much of what we're watching feels tired. The drama, what there is of it, is also way too low-key. Case in point. This coming week Sally will tell Adam she still has feelings for him, per so be. Cue shoulder shrug. There's too much talking and not enough actually happening. Pitiful party. Young and Restless has always been known for its memorable, drama-filled gatherings, but Jack and Diane's wedding celebration wasn't one of them. Everyone looked absolutely incredible, see a photo gallery here, but soapy shenanigans were largely MIA. At the very least I was expecting something juicy on the Kyle/Summer/Chance/Sharon front, but aside from Summer being awkwardly obvious about her crush, there was nada. I also couldn't figure out why half the guests were even there. Was Nate Aunt Mamie's guest? Why would Audra just show up when she wasn't invited by Kyle and Diane can't stand her? And why would Nikki bring her new work assistant to a wedding? Yes, we had a wedding crasher, Tucker. But even that was meh. The listening device in the banzai tree was amateur hour, and like everything else McCall seems to threaten, went nowhere. Tucker and his whole stick honestly have become a bit of a drag because there's never any payoff. Let the villains actually villain. Walking the straight line. It's fun to have Phyllis in scenes with Danny again, but it's also like watching a train wreck in slow motion knowing where it's gonna go when Christine returns. You just know she's falling for him again and he'll want the bug. In related, Phyllis trying to facilitate her redemption by hacking into everyone's laptops is kind of funny, but would it not occur to Tucker, who is supposedly a mastermind, that she might do it to him? Spoiler alert. That's exactly what happens next week as she finds dirt on him that she holds over his head. That brings us to the scene that left us fuming. Why is Phyllis kissing up to Jack at this point? Phyllis did what she did and she's solely to blame, but he certainly had a hand in setting it all in motion. Jack pitted Phyllis and Diane against each other when he refused to forgive Phyllis, who he was supposedly in love with at the time, for rubbing Diane's nose in the fact that they were being intimate. In contrast, he was able to forgive Diane for leaving their son and allowing him to believe she was murdered/dead for 20 years. It made not a lick of sense, neither did Phyllis faking her death. The writers attempt to level the playing field between the women since Diane have framed Phyllis for arson and murder previously, and neither does Phyllis wanting to get back in Jack's good graces now. What got me steamed during the scene where Phyllis told Jack about Tucker's listening device was realizing how awful this entire storyline has been for the characters of Phyllis and Jack. Odds and ends. Heather is moving back to Geno City, setting up an inevitable love triangle given that Daniel is now with Lily. Despite their dramatic history, Daniel and Lily have been a snooze this time around, so I'm all for the idea of Heather pursuing Daniel to try and put their family back together. Heather's a low-key character, so I don't expect fireworks, but one would hope the attorney trying to take her man back would give us something soapy to watch for at least a minute. Team drama. So Kyle is gunning for Uncle Billy. This is the first plot that's had me rooting for Billy in ages. What I also like about this story is that Diane is scheming at long last alongside her son. As for Kyle and Audra's reunion, Tucker ordering her to bed the abbot again hit a nerve with some fans. Per the preview, Audra will ask Kyle to enter an alliance with her and Tucker. Why he would consider helping McCall take over his family's business, I've no idea, but given the trajectory he's been on, he will likely agree, and that will be all kinds of messy. Opinions expressed are my own. Please feel free to leave your thoughts on this week's Young and Restless in the comment section.